friends, I want to analyze another hand review from the WSOP circuit at San Remo at the Mystery Bounty event, having ace-queen off at the button with a stack of 150k. And if I want to summarize it, I would call it from the bluff to max value. So I'm facing a guy under the gun with a stack of 200k at the blinds 1k, 2k with a 2k ante, which is normal for those kind of tournaments. With doing a standard raise to 5k, everyone was folding around to me, and now it's the decision to 3-bet or to just flat call, which I often do facing an early position raise that I just flat with my ace queens, ace jacks to see the flop, and to not having an increased initial pot facing an eventually unconnected board. So the small blind folds, the big blind calls, and the flop comes down 10-5-5 rainbow, which is often nice to see a paired board in position because normally or often colleagues are not connecting. The big blind checks and the under the gun raiser is c-betting rather strong compared to his initial raise, which gives me already a feeling that he doesn't feel comfortable with the board, and I have the option in position to outplay him with my ace-queen. It also could be that my ace-queen is still ahead. I call, the big blind folds, and the turn is showing another 5, which is an ideal board for me to see how he is continuing his play on the turn and on the river. If he checks here, it already gives me an indication that it could be ace-x, which is not connected to the board. It could be a smaller pair than tens, that he was playing king-queen, things like that, which I now can outplay. So the guy checks, which is exactly what I was hoping for, to outplay him. So now the decision is to bet higher or lower. For me, if I bet here 20k into the pot, yes, I could close it, but it's also giving the other player a feeling that I couldn't be that strong and just want to close it right away. So I decide for a value-looking bet of 9.5k, representing the 10 or even a higher pair. The guy was rather calling quickly, which let me feel that he had eventually ace-king and calling with the ace-high and the king-kicker. It could also be that he has here pairs like 6s, 7s, 9s, of course, below than the 10. The river is luckily showing a queen, which gives me the full house, or the strong full house. And now, of course, I can play differently than initially planned. So normally I would have bluffed another bullet on the river to close it, but this time I have to go for max value. So the guy checks, which is ideal because I definitely know that my hand is the best hand. And I'm thinking of a polarizing bet above the pot, but due to the fact that I don't think he is that strong, I have to go for a different value size. So I decide here to bet 70% roughly of the pot with a 36k bet, hoping that he is calling with his ace high, or of course if he has a full house as well with 6s, 7s or 9s in his hand, that he is calling and giving me my max value in an ideal pot. So after a couple of seconds of thoughts, he's calling the 36k. I show my ace queen, which is of course the best hand here, and he is directly throwing his hand into the mug and giving me a wonderful pot of above 100k, increasing my stack in that wonderful tournament.